morning and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home. I hope that all is well with you. I hope things are going well for you and that you are enjoying the beautiful weather. Wow, right here in the Boston area. It rained last night. We had thunderstorms and it pushed out the heat, and now the air is so fresh and clean and beautiful, and everything is just perky and alive. The garden is looking so good. Good morning, and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home. It's a beautiful Sunday morning in July. This has taken a long time to bloom, but finally, this year it's blooming. It's beautiful. Last year I had a lot of blue blooms, but this year they are resting, I guess. And even though they are double, they're supposed to bloom again. These hydrangeas don't. But I do love the leaves, and as I said, I love how this end is filling out, and that is encouraging me to continue to extend that look down the bed. So this is the back border. It's coming along, but it is definitely a work in progress. This hydrangea, the Nico Blue hydrangea, is doing really well. At first, I only had a few blooms, but now it's starting to pick up, and I love it skirted with the bishop weed and the fern. In the distance, you can see the Casablanca lilies and that back bed border that I showed you before with the zinnias. I think this is beautiful. Beautiful Casablanca lilies that are opening up in this side here, and they are just beautiful. The fragrance is intoxicating. I got these bulbs from Costco, and I must say that they really have shown up real well here today, and I think they're just about finished. I see about 1, 2, 3 of them that have not opened up yet. But what a wonderful pleasure having them now, and the fragrance, just beautiful. love the color. Butterfly bush. Look at that. I'm amazed at how quickly these peppers, the banana peppers, have grown in, and I did pull a couple of them already, but they are just growing, and I think that I'm going to leave it a little bit so that it can turn yellow. There are worms that are eating in. I've seen some burrow in, but I am going to just leave that. And here is my zucchini plant, which is huge. There are two of them together. Let's see if there are any zucchini that are ready to eat. I think we have one right in here. I'm going to pull that one. I love the flower. It's a beautiful orange. Apparently the pollinators love this area too. Look at these little zucchinis here. So let's pull this one. A tangle. It's a big one. Do you see that? What a wonderful harvest. I'm going to have this for dinner today with my fish. Welcome to my urban cottage garden. It's a beautiful Sunday morning, and the garden is looking fabulous. It's actually awakening here. The daylilies are so beautiful. Dainty with the tick seed and the sedum. I'm getting ready for a second flush of roses. I didn't do very well with deadheading this time, but I'm going to just see what it does, and it seems like it is going to flower on its own. The roses are going to flower on its own and just look really beautiful. I love how the tomatoes are flowering and starting to create little tomatoes. This is the Sweet 100s. And the squash, I believe this is butternut squash, is starting to trail, and I want to train it to trail up into the bushes. The reason why I do that is because the fruit doesn't get damaged and it stays fresh, whereas if it's on the ground, it has a chance to become damaged by worms and things. I love how the kale is intermingled here with all of the other textures. The marigolds, the cosmo flower. It's like one big bouquet. And this is my okra. It is coming in. The zinnias, my cucumbers starting to develop. This part of the garden has gone through some changes. I've been working on each of the beds, tucking them in, cutting back, and pulling out those plants that I want to be featured in each of the beds. We see here the impatiens, and also I love the leaves of the rhododendrons. We have the bee balm. But what is special to me are these drumstick alliums. They, to me, are just misbehaving. I did a lot of work to this bed, which was being overrun by the variegated grass. And I wanted to bring some order to it. I love how the impatiens are encircling the bed. And I wanted some more color here, more inside the bed. So I was able to transplant some of the zinnia plants from the front bed, my cottage garden, and bring it here into this back bed. I also love the purple perilla. They give a good contrasting color. And then I have my caladiums, and I decided that I wanted to add them to this bed. And instead of taking them out of the pots, I'm leaving them in the pots because it's going to grow up and grow out, and this way they can be accentuated and not get lost in the shuffle with all of the other plantings. This pot right here gives you a good idea of what I am envisioning for this area. You can see the zinnias, the caladiums, marigolds, and impatiens. The purple perilla reminds me of coleus, and it may be part of that family. I know it's part of the mint family, or basil. And it has a wonderful fragrance, and it is edible too. So this is what I've been doing on this bed. I do like the grass. It's just that it can be overwhelmingly invasive. And I do have a little mint on the corner there. I may extend it a little bit more, but for right now, I think this is very, very nice. So that I can get into the bed, I created a little pathway. Yes, I used my wood chips. And so it's given me access into the bed, and I'm able to do more work. So this bed is still in construction, and I'm hoping to continue to get in there and make some more changes. So you can see the wood chips in the back here of the bed. I had planted some bee balm here, and I also added some apple mint in the middle, and I'm hoping that that will add height to this to the back of this border in a sense. And then I also have some of the yellow marsh-like daisy plants. Well, another featured part of this whole area is this bed border, and there are some similarities there, but this border has the rose bushes in it and also the lilies, the Casablanca lilies. Check the birds out. Do you see them fluttering around? I think they are baby. They're baby blue jays. Their nests must be really close by. So I have two batches, one on this side and one on the other side by the fruit trees. This one is a later. This batch of Casablanca lilies have opened up later than the other one. And I think it's because it doesn't get as much sun as that side of the house. So this batch of lilies have opened up later than the other that is in the distance there. And now they're in their full glory. Now, right here, you can see some that have not opened or not even are of a large size. And that too is the Casablanca lily that I got like 10 years ago. So these are more recent. This is about 2 years ago, and that's about, as I said, 10 years ago. And they're opening up later. So I will have some more lilies later on, which is really nice. I really like how these three beds have come together and transforming this area. It is a pleasure to come down the stairs and see this beauty before me. And now with the birds, it's just a wonderful, wonderful place, hearing the sound of the birds in my urban cottage garden. Here in the veggie patch, things are growing, especially the tomatoes. There isn't as much light, so that the squashes, I think, need more light and probably heat. With all of the rain, I think it's been hard on them. But I must say that my cucumbers are growing and getting larger, and the tomatoes. So from what I can see, the tomatoes and the cucumbers are thriving in this area. There's something biting and eating my plants as well. They love the beets, and they are having a good time with the Brussels sprouts here and the kale, but they haven't really done much to the eggplant here, and also the tomatoes. So these are my early girl tomatoes, and they are starting to form tomatoes. I'm going to have to find a way to stake these up. So I used the bamboo poles to stake out my big boys, and I think that was a good move. I'm starting to see different tomatoes coming up on them, and I like how this looks too. I'm going to need to stake those eggplants back there, but this is doing very well. Now this bindweed is actually helping to support the tomato plant, so I'm going to just leave it and let it do its thing. I love this back garden area here with the impatiens, and we have planted some of the squashes here. They're growing, and some tomatoes. As I said, I'm going to need to stake these plants here so that they're off the ground. But I think it looks really good. And as things start to dry out and the heat comes up, these plants are going to really benefit from this location. And it's a nice view into this back garden here. The wall garden is doing very, very well. I like how these impatiens have come in to their own. The hostas are starting to flower back here, and these hydrangeas are looking very healthy. I started these from cuttings, and they are filling out just like how I imagined. I like this portion right here because it's almost like a tiered effect, where I have the impatiens, then I have the hostas, some bleeding hearts, there are daylilies, and then in the background are the hydrangeas. And there are two different types of hydrangeas here. This one I believe is like the Nico blue, and that one is of a different, it's a mop head, but it's a different type. That was given to me actually from my mom, and I planted it in here. And so it's intermingled. But this one, these three are the Nico blue hydrangeas, and you can see that here. And that leads me to this one. This is a different one. I believe that this is like the other one over there. And it's a different type of hydrangea, and you can tell the color. It's different. I have some other hostas here. That is an elegance hosta, and the variegated hostas here with a rhododendron. I also have some geraniums here, and that is violet plant. Now this plant was a propagated plant, which I did about 2 years ago. This was from a piece of division from my mom, and this one as well. This you could tell is a Nico blue or a bridal bouquet. And that's the same with this. I have an elegance here. And this is a different one as well. I got this one, I don't know the name of it, but I got this from QVC. So I need to work on adding more plants here. I'm going to see if I can get some of that bleeding heart and put it here in this area, as well as adding some more of the geraniums. In this area too, we have the daffodils, and this is my daffodil lane. But I also want it to be hydrangea lane too. Now, I don't know what this is, but it grows tall, and I've been trying to pull it out, weed it out, and to some success, but not enough. Then I have another rhododendron and a hydrangea. Now, back here, I also had some iris in the spring that bloomed. That was nice. And I have a stilbe. It's much more wilder over here. These are wild asters here, growing here, and these hostas are very happy. In this center bed, I have been working on it to add some more of the dead nettle here, and also to just have a trail here, almost like a riverbed of dead nettle. And I also have the begonias that I planted in there, and I like this look here. What I need to do is to add some more of that dead nettle right around here, and I think that will make this area really sweet, with the different ground covers and flowers and things. And I edit it a lot, taking out some of the plants that I don't want. But overall, it's very native, very natural. And I would say that this is a natural garden, naturalistic garden area. Now, I had this speedwell in here, but with all the rain that we had, the water level, it got really high. And I just decided to leave the water in there and in the next couple of days we're not going to get any rain, and this way I can just water the plants with that water and then I'll put those plants back in there. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with that, and it's on both ends, but I do like how it looks here in the corner. Each of the borders are producing different flowers, and I did plant lilies, oriental lilies, in a lot of them. Some of them I've been successful with, and some not so much. But you never know, they might want to come back on their own and fill in here. So I look out for them, and I'm thankful to see them. This is one of them. I planted this about 4 years ago. It's from Costco, and it's cute. Here's another one. Actually, these two came together in the package. And it's popping up. And here is a better one. Or better look, I should say. Thank you for watching and giving me some of your time today. And I hope that you've enjoyed all of the beautiful flowers and the different garden beds here in Catherine's Garden and Home. If you have not subscribed to my channel here, Catherine's Garden and Home LWS, I'm inviting you to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell for more videos to come. I truly enjoy providing these garden tours, and I hope that it gives you a lot of peace and relaxation on the weekends, because that's when the garden tours are given on Sundays. So looking forward to seeing you soon here. For more videos, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And thank you so much for watching. See you next time right here in Catherine's Garden. Bye.